Hello, and welcome to Thomas Library at Wittenberg University. My name is Elisa Mijakar, and I'm the Science Librarian here at Wittenberg. Today we'll be talking about using MEDLINE to find articles for your research project. So, starting from the library website, which is at www.wittenberg.edu/lib, we want to go to Find Information and come down to All Databases. This is a list of all the databases to which we subscribe. Since we know we are interested in using the database MEDLINE, we can simply type in MEDLINE in the box where it says Find Databases by Keyword. Two options will appear, MEDLINE via EBSCO and MEDLINE via PubMed from the National Library of Medicine. MEDLINE via EBSCO is what we will be searching today. I think it's a little bit easier to search, and if you've used other databases that we get through EBSCO, this interface may look familiar to you. Here you can see we have several search boxes. This is the advanced search screen. Below our search boxes, we have some search options, and we also have ways to limit our results. Let's start out doing a fairly basic search. Let's say we are interested in learning more about the Zika virus. So we can type in Zika in the search box and click on Search. This gives us about 4,676 results. Now, these results are about Zika, but they're sort of all over the places within that topic. So we have common questions and answers, an epidemiological update, infection in patient with no known risk factors, and so forth and so on. So one way to focus our search is to enter another search term. Maybe we really are concerned primarily with the relationship between Zika and microcephaly. So we type microcephaly into the second search box. To the left, we have a smaller box with the word and a down arrow in it. If we click on the down arrow, we have three options. We have and or not. These are what are known as Boolean operators. And will find things that are common to both terms. So it will find articles that talk about Zika and that also talks about microcephaly. And or will find either term. It'll find articles on Zika or articles on microcephaly. Within that, there will be some things that talk about both, but there will also be lots of things that only talk about one or the other. A not will eliminate a term. So if we search for Zika, not microcephaly, we will eliminate from our list of Zika articles anything that talks about microcephaly. So that would kind of be the opposite of what we want to do right now. Right now we want to find things that contain both the terms Zika and microcephaly, so we're going to search with an and. And that gets us down to about 1,152 results. Again, our results are on the right. If we look to the left, we do have some options to limit our search. Let's limit to English language. We could limit by publication date if we wanted to. Let's limit by source type. Well, let's limit our results to things that appeared in academic journals. So that gets us down to a little over 1,000. So let's scroll through some of these and see if anything jumps out at us, looking interesting and on topic. So number 7 looks good to me. Zika virus infection in pregnancy, microcephaly, and maternal and fetal health, what we think, what we know, and what we think we know. So let's look at that and see what additional information we can find out about this article. So we see the authors Alvarado and Schwartz. We know that Schwartz is affiliated with the Medical College of Georgia, so this gives us some credibility. He or she is affiliated with a medical school. It appeared in the Archives of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine from January of 2017, so it's fairly recent. It tells us that this is a journal article and that it's a review article. Okay, this is important. A review article is not original scholarly research. A review article what has happened is Alvarado and Schwartz has gone out and done a literature review and pulled together all the articles they could find that talked about Zika infection and pregnancy. And they read those and they synthesized that information into a review article. So it will give us a very good overview of the topic. So you can probably use review articles for your papers and your research projects, but check with your professor. Remember, they are not original research. Next, we have medical subject headings. These are terms that are used to describe this article. Below that, we have an abstract that tells us what this article is about or gives us a summary as to what this article is about. And it tells us that it is to review the causal association between the ZIKV infection during pregnancy and intrauterine fetal infection, microcephaly, brain damage, congenital malformation syndrome, and experimental laboratory models of fetal infection. So great, this sounds like it's on topic. Over on the left, we do see that the full text is available here in PDF format. Click on that and we see the full text of this article. Even though it's not original research, it is looking at other research articles and drawing some conclusions about what we know about the Zika virus and its role in pregnancy, microcephaly, and maternal and fetal health. So it's giving us a good overview of the topic, and at the end it does give us a very good list of references. Now, if you want to find one of these references, let us know and we'd be more than happy to help you track those articles down. So at this point you have several options on the right. You can, if you have a Google account, you can save it to your Google Drive. You can print out the article. You can email yourself the article, or at least the reference to the article. There is a folder here. You can save it to a folder. To access this folder, you need to go up to the top, sign in and create an account, and then that folder will live here and wait for you, and you can come back and log in and be able to access that article anytime. A few other useful tools here. There is a cite option. If you click on that, it will give you the citation for this article in several different formats. So if you're using the APA format, you can copy and paste that, and then you will have your citation for this article. If you use bibliographic citation software and you want to export it to one of those software packages, there is an export option. So if you're using EasyBib, EndNote, ProCite, any of those citation management softwares, you can save to that. The next option is very important. This is a permalink. So if you want to make sure that you're always able to get back to this page, click on the permalink and this URL will show up at the top of the screen. This is very useful. So make sure if you want to get back to this article, make sure you copy and paste this somewhere. And I usually recommend to students copy and paste this and the citation, and so you'll know what the article is and you'll know how to get to it. But the permalink will always get you back to this page. The final option is a share option. So if you're really excited about an article that you find and you want to share it on Facebook or Pinterest or Tumblr or wherever you want to save it, share it, you can do that. Okay, let's go back to our results and see if we can find something that's more of a scholarly article based on original research. Okay, let's look at the next one. Autopsy and postmortem studies are concordant. Pathology of Zika virus infection is neurotropic in fetuses and infants with microcephaly following transplacental transmission. So again, we have more information about the article. Again, this one is full text on the left. But this one is original research. We note that it is also by David A. Schwartz, so it's the same person that wrote the last article, that review article that we just looked at. So in this case, he is doing some original research. He's looking at some post-mortem examinations of malformed fetuses who were born presumably infected with the Zika virus. So again, at the end, we have a lot of references, additional places we can get information. But this is, he's talking about the original research that he did, and he's also giving us a discussion, telling us what he thinks it finds. Now, the Zika virus is still pretty recent, so we're still getting sort of the leading edge, the first articles being published on this topic. Okay, let's return to our result list again. You will notice that many of these articles are available in this database PDF full text. Occasionally you will come across some that are not. If you come across one that isn't, you can click the Find It button, and this will open another page. And in this case, we can probably get it through the directory of open access journals by following the link. If you ever click on that Find It button and don't find anything, let us know and we will be happy to help you order it through interlibrary loan and get it from another school. That is a very quick introduction to searching MEDLINE. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My name is Elisa Mijikar and my phone number is 937-327-7515. My email address is amijikar@wittenberg.edu, or you could swing by the library and see if I'm around. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thanks and have a great day.